and the good place to gather the IGAD family to deal with regional challenges. Not only because Djibouti is the headquarters of IGAD, it is also a peaceful country led by a leader, His Excellency President Omar Guelleh, who embodies wisdom and is a good neighbor to all. Excellencies, allow me to give a broad outline of some priority areas from the regional landscape. In South Sudan, peace and reconciliation continue to call for greater efforts from national stakeholders and the region to defend the gains made so far so as to ensure much-needed peace, security, and stability in the country. I am particularly happy to see that Mrs. Rebecca Garang, who as Vice President represents South Sudan in this summit. Sudan, where democratic transition is underway, continues to face immense political and economic challenges. Here too, fraternal solidarity is needed, no more than ever before. Here, I wish to commend the Juba Agreement with armed movements, which was an important step in the road to restore peace, security, and national reconciliation in all of Sudan. The recent decision to remove Sudan from the U.S. list of states sponsors of terrorism is also an overdue but vital key to revive Sudan's economic relations with the outside world. I therefore call upon the national, civilian, and military stakeholders to work together and honor the legitimate aspirations of Sudanese people who celebrated the second anniversary of the revolution yesterday. In Somalia, despite progress in the fight against terrorism and in strengthening the federal institutions, profound fragilities continue to pose challenges to this country. The African Union welcomes the resumption of dialogue between the federal state and the federated states and remains committed to support ongoing efforts. In the area of security, AMISOM has been in existence for more than a decade. It is now time for Somalis to take their destiny and country into their own hands. Soon, the country will also be gearing up for elections, and it needs a conducive environment to organize a credible electoral process. Somalis has high and legitimate expectations to live in peace and stability. In Ethiopia, the federal government took bold steps to preserve the unity, stability, and respect for the constitutional order of the country, which is legitimate for all states. It cannot be denied, however, that the crisis in Tigray has provoked large-scale displacement. We encourage IGAD to support Ethiopia in addressing the humanitarian dimensions. Particular attention should be paid to refugees and displaced people. It is necessary to recall the important role that Ethiopia plays in peacekeeping operations in the region, and I hope that these efforts will continue. The recent tension between Somalia and Kenya, two neighboring countries, which led to the breakdown of diplomatic relations, remain a serious concern for the African Union. I would therefore like to call on the two parties to open dialogue with a view to the resumption of these relations and ask IGAD to strongly encourage them in this regard. Kenya, it should be noted, is a troop contributing country to AMISOM and hosts a large community of Somali refugees. I am convinced that the long-standing and the strong links between the two countries and peoples can overcome the current challenges. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, recently, the African Union held two extraordinary summits, one on silencing the guns and one on the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, where important decisions were adopted. These decisions confirm the important role of regional economic communities, and here I want to point out the strategic role that IGAD is expected to play for the Africa we want: integrated, prosperous, and peaceful. I therefore reiterate the commitment of the African Union to contribute to efforts in the region. Africa can no longer and should not suffer from the tensions and divisions. Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, l'Afrique est à l'écoute de votre sommet. L'Afrique nourrit l'immense espoir que l'Est du continent parvienne enfin à susciter l'élan salvateur de solidarité, de paix et de prospérité aux peuples de cette partie de l'Afrique qui en ont tellement besoin. Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, l'Afrique a une corne. C'est vous la corne de l'Afrique. Comme vous le savez, la corne est une arme, est un moyen de défense, de protection et de dissuasion. Vous comprenez aisément notre souci de soigner cette corne parce qu'il y va de l'intérêt de l'ensemble du continent. La Commission de l'Union africaine est et demeure, comme toujours, soucieuse de soutenir et de contribuer à promouvoir toutes les décisions que vous prendrez dans ce sens. À travers Africa CDC, nous travaillons avec l'IGAD et les États membres de l'IGAD pour faire face à cette terrible pandémie du Covid-19. Je voudrais remercier son Excellence le Premier ministre Abiy Ahmed, qui, dès la propagation de cette pandémie, s'est mis avec nous et a suscité un grand élan de solidarité parce que le premier soutien arrivé du continent a été fait grâce à son plaidoyer. Vous pouvez compter sur nous aujourd'hui et demain, comme nous avons été à vos côtés, tous et chacun hier et aujourd'hui. Pour finir, je voudrais remercier le président Ismaël Omar Guelleh pour avoir accepté d'accueillir en présentiel cette session, en dépit de la prévalence de la pandémie du Covid-19 dans la région, et lui exprimer notre gratitude pour la chaleur de l'hospitalité. Je souhaite plein succès à votre sommet et vous remercie de votre haute attention.
Thank you very much, Dr. Moussa Faki, Chairperson of the African Union. I would like now to beg your indulgence and permission to allow me to deliver the statement of the Chairperson of IGAD. Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, President of the Republic of Djibouti and the host of our IGAD Secretariat, Excellency Dr. Abiy Ahmed, Prime Minister of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, President of the Republic of Kenya, Excellency Muhammad Abdullahi Mohammed, President of the Republic of Somalia, Excellency Madame Rebecca, Nyandeng Dimabur, Vice President of the Republic of South Sudan, Excellency Ambassador Rebecca Otengo, representing the Republic of Uganda, Excellency Dr. Musa Faki Mohammed, Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Dr. Werkani Gabeyehu, Executive Secretary of IGAD, IGAD Foreign Ministers and Ambassadors, distinguished IGAD partners, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to welcome you all to the 38th Extraordinary IGAD Head of State and Government meeting. I would like to thank His Excellency, President Ismail Omar Guelleh, the government of the Republic of Djibouti, and the people for their warm welcome, hospitality, and generosity in hosting us. I am particularly pleased that we are able to convene at a very short notice, even as we prepare to go into the holiday season and prepare to make the transition to the new year. Convening in Djibouti, home to the IGAD headquarters, for the first time in 20 years, is a representative of our political will that we have mobilized to reform and revitalize our regional organization. At our last extraordinary summit, I called upon this Assembly of Heads of State and Government to consider holding regular meetings to assess the progress towards our shared vision of the IGAD region and offer counsel on those issues whose resolution require the highest level of intervention. Today, I want to add that it is my wish that in keeping with this status as the headquarters of our organization, Djibouti should have the honor of hosting more of these meetings of the Assembly of IGAD of Heads of State and Government. As such, I would like us to think of the Assembly today as an end-of-year meeting for the IGAD family, in which we have the opportunity to address the urgent matters of our time, and particularly the current developments in our region. Excellencies, the COVID-19 pandemic and its effects on the lives and the livelihoods of our people remains a shared and pressing concern. We cannot also discount the danger posed by the desert locust, and even though it has receded for now, remains a looming threat of our region. Additionally, long-term data and projections from our Climate Monitoring Center shows that the paradox of extreme drought followed by widespread flooding is slowly becoming the norm in our region. These threats have a significant impact for the future humanitarian security development status of our home in IGAD. Excellencies, this family meeting therefore comes at a crucial time when our home is besieged by a wide spectrum of challenges and threats, both internally and externally. As leaders, therefore, we have a solemn duty to address these challenges, and our people are looking to us to show the way and come up with solutions to the various issues affecting our region. Should we not succeed in this endeavor, we run the risk of losing the gains we have delivered for our people and reversing momentum in growth that we have managed to build up for our region so far, with grave consequences on the humanitarian stability and development status of our region. This meeting here today gives us an opportunity to take stock of the tremendous achievement we have made in combating the coronavirus pandemic, forcing back the threat of desert locust, progressing towards a lasting peace in South Sudan, and reinforcing the governance transition in the Republic of Sudan. However, it is also my duty as the chair to emphasize that our conversations at the closed session today remain bound by the principles of IGAD, which include the sovereign equality of all member states, non-interference in the internal affairs of member states, but also the peaceful settlement of conflict through dialogue and the maintenance of regional peace, stability, and security. Excellencies, our gathering here today is also a chance for us to deliberate on emerging issues of the day. It is my hope that, and I'm sure this will happen, that the discussion we shall hold shall give us an opportunity. Let me mention some of them. That we will have a brief from His Excellency Dr. Abiy Ahmed on the situation and the aftermath of recent development in Ethiopia. It is also a chance for us to continue the conversation on managing the political challenges in our region, hear updates and progress on the ongoing peace processes in South Sudan and the transitions processes in Sudan and hopefully in Somalia. I am encouraged by the readiness with which you have responded to the gravity of these concerns and the spirit of brotherhood you have displayed in coming here collectively responding to these challenges. I also wish to recognize and express the sincere gratitude of the entire IGAD summit to our mother organization, the African Union, as well as our multilateral and bilateral partners who have made meaningful commitments and tangible contributions to our solutions to the collective challenges we face and supporting our vision of peace, prosperity, and regional integration. In conclusion, Excellencies, I call upon the region and our partners and the international community to redouble their effort and support to our effort at IGAD towards peace building. Let us seize this opportunity to strengthen diplomatic and political engagement as well as build on the goodwill between our communities in the region in order to deliver lasting solutions to our people. I underscore the need for us here at the IGAD Summit and the international community to strengthen multilateral and bilateral cooperation. My call is to our international partners to remain steadfast in your friendship and continue to actively engage IGAD by providing the much-needed political, technical, and material support. With these brief remarks, I declare the 38th Extraordinary Summit meeting of the IGAD Head of State and Government officially open. I wish you all the fruitful deliberations and thank you for your kind attention. I think this brings us to the opening session, close of this, and I would like to request our guests and invited guests and partners that we will go into the closed session, I think, next.
1+1.
Yeah, I think I'm told it is 1+1. So maybe without further ado, we go straight into the closed session. And thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.